Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be doing the Q&A that I mentioned or posted about just the other day. I wanted to do this super soon just so I didn't forget about it and then ended up not doing it. So here we are, maybe about 2 days later after posting the video of asking you guys to ask me questions. So here we are to do a Q&A. I haven't done one in so long and I have gotten so many new subscribers since my last Q&A. I don't even remember when I did my last Q&A. So here we are. I just want to answer a couple questions because I get them a lot and I don't want to have to answer them right, and take up the 15 questions. So I'm just gonna go ahead and answer 2 questions that I get frequently. Actually, yeah, 2, 3 questions, I don't even know. The first question is, who is Daniel? Daniel is my fiance. I am engaged. You can see my ring right there. I am engaged. He is my fiance. We have been engaged for 3 years. Another part to that question is, when am I going to get married? And to be honest, we are in no rush. We, low-key, don't you dare. We are in no rush to get married. We are happy the way we are, and when we decide to get married, we will get married and be just as happy, if not more, even though we already act like we're, married. Another question is, do I have kids? I do have a son. If you guys watch my vlog channel, I do have a son. He is 15 months old. He was born December 3rd. Loki, December 3rd of 2014, and he is basically my entire world. What's the other question? I guess those are 2 of the main questions I get very frequently. So let's just go ahead and jump in to the questions that I got in the comments, and I want to apologize for any sounds you hear in the background. First question I'm going to answer is from Emily Dawson, and it is, what computer do you record your videos on? I have 2 computers. I have my MacBook and I have my desktop right behind me, or I guess both of them are behind me. My desktop's right there. I have 2 computers. I use my MacBook to edit my vlogs and app games, and I record my app games. That's another question I got. On my MacBook from my iPad, I use QuickTime for the free screen recording software. Super duper fun and easy to use, and it comes free. QuickTime is free for MacBook. I don't think that you can plug in your iPad to your desktop, your Windows PC, and use QuickTime to do it though. You do need a different program if you're going to go and record any games to your desktop, if that makes sense. You do need another one. I don't know what it is because I have all Apple stuff besides my Windows PC, so I apologize. But yeah, I use my desktop, which is a custom built. I have my specs on my website and I will link them down below, and it's custom built. I've made it from the scratch, or bottom to the top. I used iBuyPower.com to get the first initial build, but I have upgraded since then. I've added more RAM. I've gotten a new graphics card, so I've changed it up. So yeah, that's basically my computer situation. And Amelia Gier asked how old I am. I am 23 years old. My birthday is October 3rd. So yeah, I'm 23 years old. Lydia Bolton asked, which is your favorite Sims game? And I would have to say, still to this day, it is Sims 3. And even though it's a lag fest, there's so much you can do with Sims 3, and then Sims 2, Sims 4, and then Sims 1. The reason Sims 4 is number 3 is because it is missing so many things, and I feel like that Sims 4 could be so much, better. I love the Sims 4. I'm still a fan of Sims 4, but I picked Sims 3 and Sims 2 before it because there's just so much you can do, and I just feel like, I know Sims 4 just came out a couple years ago. I still feel like it's missing stuff that should already be in the game. For instance, I feel like there's not family aspect. That a lot of partying, a lot of groups, and just there's not a family aspect of The Sims 4. And I don't know if I'm the only one that really, you know, sees that. I feel like they're focusing on groups, parties, you know, outings and stuff like that. I don't feel like they're focusing on family whatsoever, and I really hope in the near future they add stuff for family gathering and just, you know, family in general. And I miss the toddlers. I really do. I miss the toddlers. And Whisker Sims asks, all-time favorite series on your channel. My all-time favorite series has to be my 100 baby challenge, only because it is the longest Let's Play I've done. And as far as like not challenges, my second favorite would have to be The Sims 4 High School Sweethearts. And another question I got on top of that is if I'm going to be doing a season 2 of that, because I did mention at the end of season 1 that I would do a season 2, and I seriously was almost about to start it up and get it all ready when I opened up my game and there's no save file for it. I don't have any of the Sims no more, so I don't know where my Sims 4 High School Sweethearts went. I don't know where it's at, so no, there will be no season 2 of the High School Sweethearts, and I'm so sad because I really enjoyed that you know, Let's Play a lot. Last Diamond 22 asks, what made I can't even say that. What made you start YouTube? Okay, so I was just getting into The Sims 3 again, and I was stuck and I couldn't figure out what I needed to do. I was stuck, so I googled it and it actually brought me to YouTube. And when I first started YouTube, I did not know there was a simming community on YouTube, a gaming community on YouTube. I literally only had a YouTube to watch, you know, music videos. And back then when I first started, I was really into beauty and makeup and stuff. Now I'm not so much. But when I first saw my Sims video, which was The Sims 3 from Andrew Arcade, I was sitting there and I'm like, I could totally do something like this. I could totally do it, and it could be a hobby, you know, because I used to be so into photography, but I've kind of outgrown photography in a way. I did get a Polaroid camera, so there's that, so I'm trying to pick it back up. But what made you start YouTube was Andrew Arcade. He's basically my inspiration to start my YouTube channel. So I guess that's the question. Full427 asked, oh my god, do you plan on buying a house soon and having more kids? Buying a house is not in our near future as of right now, because we will be moving soon. I'm not gonna say where, but we do plan on moving out of Washington. This state is getting overly expensive, and it's just it's a depressing state. Take yesterday, for instance. We were driving. I was with Daniel's grandma, and we were driving to the Sprint store, and it was sunshiny, then it was raining, and it was hailing, and then it was sunshiny again in the midst of like 10 minutes. I'm tired of this state. I've lived here my entire life. I'm ready for a new adventure, and I'm ready for a new place to live. And I think that once we do move and we figure out where we want to move, we will end up looking into buying a house or building a house. It just all depends on where, when, and when. That's basically what it consists of. And then for the second part of the question, do you guys plan on having more kids? Yes, we do plan on having more kids. We've already talked about it, and we do plan on having at least one more kid. And then if we want a third kid, we will go ahead and have a third kid, but probably not until both Elijah and the second kid is, you know, in school and everything like that. So there'll be an age gap probably in between them. But as far as Elijah and the second kid, there's not going to be a huge, you know, age gap. So I guess you guys can just sit there and ponder when we plan on having a kid. Okay, this is a funny question, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it again. Or not again, but as well. So Tori Evans asked, do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I have 2 cats and 2 fish. Fish are pets too, okay? But yeah, I have 2 cats. You can hear them in the background of this video. You can hear them in the background of many of my videos. And if you go on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my second channel, my vlog channel, you will see them, and they're super cute. So yeah, I have 2 cats. Me_Fant asks, if Sims never exists, what would you play? Okay, so when I started getting into gaming on the computer, I used to game on a console. I used to do the Nintendo 64 at my dad's house, that, you know, old school stuff like that. But when I got into gaming on the computer, it was because of my mom. She introduced me to many games. She first of all introduced me to The Sims. I started out playing The Sims Online, and that game, I seriously loved that game. I would play it all summer long because my dad and my mom are divorced, and I would go over to her house because her ex-husband was actually in the Air Force. So I've been to England, Utah, you know, all that stuff. But I would go to her house and I would stay there an entire summer. And I would literally every morning want to get up super early and play The Sims Online, because when I played that game, oh my god, it was so addicting, and I absolutely loved that game. Like, it was my game. Like, I, you know, made so many friends on there. It was just the era that game came out, there wasn't very many games like that. It was back, you know, in 2002. Let's look and see when. 2002. Booyah. So it was the summer after it came out. So in 2003, that's when I picked it up, and that's when I started playing it, and that was my very first Sims game. And then my mom started getting The Sims 2 when it came out, and then I just kind of stuck to it. But back to the question, I started playing the Guild Wars, not the, but Guild Wars, Space Colony, you know, just, you know, random little computer games that came out like years and years ago. Like, if I could still play them, I probably would still play them. Roller Coaster Tycoon. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon on my grandma's dial-up computer. Like, she still has that computer to this day, and it still works. It still turns on. It's slow as could be, but it still turns on. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 on that, and it was so much fun. Getting into the computer gaming was just a whole new world of gaming to me, and I am happy I was introduced it at a young age, because I have seen so much changes, and the development of it is just crazy what computer games are like these days compared to back in 2000. You know, it's just crazy. Gaming Amy asked, what's your favorite custom content site for The Sims 3 and Sims 4? I like The Sims Resource, and I like Tumblr for two reasons. The Sims Resource because they have so many things, and Tumblr because they have all this stuff that The Sims Resource doesn't normally have. And Tumblr style CC is totally different than The Sims Resource CC. So you kind of have to find what you like. I get most of my hair from The Sims Resource and most of my clothes from The Sims Resource as of right now, because I haven't really been able to actually go and CC shop, which I need to do. So for both Sims 3 and Sims 4, it's The Sims Resource and Tumblr. Another question I get a lot is about my username. SimLovingQ asked, why did you choose the name Justmica92, and if you had called it something else, what would it have been? I called it Justmica92 because when I created my YouTube, I created it years ago. I've had my YouTube for years, and when I created it, it was back in, I think, middle school is when I created it. And my best friend in middle school, he nicknamed me Justmica. That was my nickname. I don't know how he came up with it or why he started calling me that, but he just called me Justmica, and it kind of stuck still to this day. Like, it's still to this day, I am sticking with Justmica92. Like, it's just 92 is the year I was born. Justmica was my nickname back in middle school, and if I was to name it anything else, I honestly have no idea what I would name it. I would probably name it something with Jess, and Sims, or Jessa or Jessica and Sims, or something like that, something not original. I don't know. No offense to people that have Simmer in their name, but you know, it's, you know, Simmer's around a lot, and I probably would just follow that trend of having Simmer or Sims in it, like Starlight Sims, or you know, something like that. You know, I don't know. I don't know what I would name it if I didn't name it Jessica, because Jessica has seriously been with me since middle school. So I don't know. Purple Diamond asked me 3 questions. First question is, what is your favorite color? My favorite colors are blue and purple. What is your first Let's Play? My first Let's Play, I think it was Seasons. I believe it was Seasons. It was the first, when it first came out. And what is your favorite app game? The Sims Free Play. So generic. Just kidding. I love that game. It's so much fun. This is a good question, okay? Golden Simmer asks, what equipment did you start out with? Okay, this is funny because when I first started YouTube, I did not know what to do. I hardcore Googled and YouTubed everything I needed to know about YouTubing, basically. Game YouTubing, I guess you could call, or I guess you could say. I had this cheapo $10 headset Logitech mic that my mom had in her closet, just sitting there. God knows how old it was. I started out with that. And I did use Fraps because I did buy Fraps to be able to record. And I use Windows Movie Maker. Those 3 things is what I used when I first started YouTube. And I upgraded my mic fast because I got so many complaints of me being so quiet. And you know, back then I didn't know really how to edit a video. So I didn't know how to record my voice separately with Audacity that I do now. So it's kind of, I did not know how to turn up my volume. I did not know how to separate my voice from the game sound, nothing like that. So I was getting so many complaints that they could not hear me, so I upgraded to the Snowball super fast. Girly Grace 6575 asks, what do you like better, Unraveled or Life is Strange? I love Unraveled. It does stress me out, but I do love Unraveled. And I like Life is Strange too, but it is so sad. And I don't know. I think I like Unravel better though, just because of how the game is. It is a lot more interactive. That's the word. It's a lot more interactive than Life is Strange. Like Life is Strange is, you know, interactive, but I feel like Unravel is a lot more interactive. Amber Markham asks, I have always wanted to know the meaning behind your tattoos, and are you planning on getting more? Okay, so I have 7 tattoos, I think it is. I have this one. It's Live in Love. Let's focus on my wrist. So it says Live in Love, and there's a story behind this one, and it's pretty funny. So my ex-boyfriend, I got it with him, and now it doesn't mean anything. It's just basically a tattoo that's on my body that I like. I love the quote, but I did get it with him, and it just is kind of there just to be there, I guess. I don't know. And then I have my big one. It's a tiger, okay? Tiger in a paw print. Tiger's my favorite animal. So I have a tiger in a paw print. This is gonna be a half sleeve. So yes, I do plan on getting more tattoos. And it says, you think you want to die, but in reality, you just want to be saved. And that is probably my favorite quote ever. And then I have 2 little stars on my hips, and that's my tattoo of just a tattoo. There's no meaning behind it whatsoever. And I don't know. It's kind of I really want a tattoo right now, but I don't know what to get. Let's go get stars like every other person. That kind of tattoo. And then I have a blue rose on the back, or a blue flower, it's not a rose, on my back shoulder. And that doesn't really have meaning, except for it was my first tattoo. And probably still to this day, I could tell you everything that happened that day. I got it on my 18th birthday, so it was my very first tattoo. So yeah, Lots of memories on that tattoo. And then I do have this one. It says, my battery's dying, so I need to finish it, but it says, laugh a little louder, love a little harder. And that is actually a quote from Daniel and I's song. And then I have a tattoo on my foot. It's a, let me take my sock off. I can't remember. It's a heart with music notes on, like making a heart. I'll post a picture right here so you guys can see it. That was actually with now ex-best friend, and it's basically, we met in choir, because I was in choir in high school, and that's when we met, and we got matching tattoos. And because we were really good friends, like we literally hung out so much, but we kind of went our separate ways. You know, we both have kids now, and you know, all that stuff. So we kind of went our separate ways. So that's another tattoo that's just kind of there. Has a memory, it has a meaning, but it's just kind of there now, which I'm fine with. I love the tattoo. It's so pretty. I do need to get it touched up. I need all my tattoos touched up. What am I talking about? Anyways, so that is gonna be the end of this Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about myself. Shadow. This is my one cat. This is my baby, my second baby, because I got Elijah too. But this is my second baby. He's a black cat. I've had him since my 18th birthday. Yep, he loves me. He loves me so much. He's very talkative. He's very talkative. He will meow at everything, yell at everything. He's just a very talkative cat. And then I have Loki, which Loki's a little far for me to grab, so. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will talk to you guys on my next one. Bye guys.